Right. So hello and welcome back to a new video.
Aliens. They exist. And what's more, they're here and they've been walking among us for millions of years.
Yep.
Just look up at the night sky. Each one of those lights is probably an alien. Shoot at them, and the police show up. Coincidence? Break into the CIA, just looking for clues. They put you on a no-fly list. Coincidence? There are no coincidences, only truth bombs, and the government is holding the fuse, locked up tight in Area 51. And so our story begins with one man, Joseph Expedience.
Right.
On June
Joe
21st,
Rogan.
the solar year 2019, Joe spoke to a whistleblower, Bob Lazard. Now, Bob claims to have worked at the Area 51. And so, Joe summoned him to his sensory deprivation satellite, where he could ask him probing questions about that government facility.
Machine that was able to read the size of your dicks.
Yeah. Huge.
View for yourself this incredible testimony before the UN takes it down.
You used to work at Area 51. When did things get weird?
Well, the way this went down was I only got hands-on with one of them, and I was fucking an alien. It produced a little discharge from the bottom. It was exciting. We turned the lights on, and all these guys are there. So
What in the fuck is this?
we have, actual hardware from another civilization. It's a big...
Yo.
Live in a house? That's bullshit. I like just swinging around on trees.
Absolutely.
We are the sex organs of the machine world. But for people who don't,
What?
let's give them the bullet points. How
But-
tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
You don't seem to have any muscle.
You know,
Almost like a frame. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
well, the disc, the flying saucer that I worked on. I saw it sitting there, and I thought, oh my God.
Hey, Bob, it's probably a good idea if you shut up. I worked underground with the aliens. They shot my hand off. They're underground. There's bases. They're shooting lasers through the Earth's crust, and they move them at light speed.
You big fucking
What? I'm not even doing anything.
drop dead
Hey, why don't you come on out to the Nevada desert?
deal.
The fuck out. All right.
This is
That's
obviously edited.
it, folks. Good night.
These revelations were sent out all over the globe using
Waterfront.
beams.
Absolutely
And
free.
it started an incredible awakening, inseminating the people's brains with knowledge,
Who killed JFK?
flooring them with the revelation of it all.
An orangutan with a spear.
And soon they were bursting with righteous curiosity.
Bigfoot is a human-animal hybrid.
Alright, here's the Google searches for Area 51. That big spike there, that's when Joe Rogan put out his podcast. You get the idea.
And you see, it reached the right man at just the right time. A 21-year-old named Matthew Roberts.
Oh God.
He had heard about aliens in Area 51 before, and he believed. He wanted to see them,
Up.
real bad. But what could he do? How could he possibly get into Area 51 to check him out?
Think.
Scenario 1. If I ran into Area 51, I would be shot and killed. Scenario 2. If me and all of my friends ran in, we'd
Naruto.
both be killed. But Scenario 3. If there were so many of us, thousands, so much fodder that they eventually ran out of bullets, then someone, surely, is gonna get through and touch the government in its special area. My God. Within minutes, he was drafting a Facebook post. They can't stop all of us.
Willing to die for the government. Let's do this.
On September 20th, 2019, We'll all meet up at the Area 51 Alien
I
Secret
remember
Tourist
this.
and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens. This event then goes into the ether. And from here, it was up to the Facebook algorithm gods to decide what would happen next.
There's a lot here to be excited about. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy.
People
Sure.
from all across the flat world were receiving the invite, and they began pressing the attending button. Within just a couple of days, the event had picked up hundreds of thousands of attendees. People loved the idea so much, they began making memes about how they were going to raid the base. So many I can barely show you a fraction of them, rapid firing them out like the bullets that would soon be gunning them down. And so the event spread, and spread around the internet, eventually morphing into
Everyone who is something is gonna raid
PewDiePie!
Area 51.
PewDiePie!
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
Nigel, a runner.
Null pointer, runner.
Stevens, agent.
Simon, a runner.
Freeman, 713. I am a sentinel.
Everyone's doing their part. Are you? We have the ships. We have the weapons.
Time to put his gun down!
We need soldiers. We need you all.
And just like that, the game was on. Airtime. Here's the new campaign. You're gonna love it.
Why does he?
Be or Nord to be.
Plans disappear.
Have you heard about NordVPN? You should get access to the international net, but the government refused.
NordVPN.com/internet destroyed.
Why?
Tell them who sent ya. Add over. Welcome to the mission brief. Let's do a bit of background on Area 51. Secret military base, first developed in 1955. This is what it looks like on Google Maps. It's approximately this big. Total area size, 51. And the volume, a big mystery. Until 1997, the government refused to even acknowledge that it existed. That is, until they were forced to by lawsuit. That lawsuit was about the death of two men who were former employees. And how did they die? Well, not aliens, but rather toxic fumes from burning garbage.
Oh my
Yeah, so what they
god.
would do is burn a whole bunch of cool, high-tech refuse on the lot, let the deadly smoke blow downwind, and the staff was stuck breathing it in. A few years later, bing bing bong, cancer. Other than that,
That's
the public
fucked.
hasn't really been told anything. So all people can do is speculate as to what the hell is going on in there.
I think that they are keeping remnants of a UFO there.
We don't know if it's aliens. We don't know if it's time travel. We don't know if there's minions in there.
Virtual reality that seems so incredibly sexy.
But what has been leaked is that they do test flights on new alien craft.
Oh no. On you.
Produce new alien tech. Breed the latest version of the newest, gayest frog. Do not get it confused with Roswell. That's over here. Area 51's over here. And the final thing that we know is that security is top notch. They have that thing locked down.
Yeah.
So, you want to break in anyway. Okay, but it's going to require some research. And the first thing to find out, has anyone ever tried breaking in before? Yes, several times. In fact, in January of 2019,
an unnamed man broke through security barriers and drove 8 miles into the base.
Wait,
he got
really?
out of his car with a metal cylinder in his hands, and the military opened fire. He was shot dead at the scene. And there was this time when a film crew from the BBC was arrested for trying to get in.
This is BBC News.
This time when a vacationing family of 4 went off track. You get the idea. They're not messing around.
Put your fucking hands up. I'm not going to tell you again.
But there's one story to top them all. And Will disguise his identity, but he is my personal hero. The month is November. The location, Las Vegas. And the protagonist, a professional limo driver. Now, he's more than a little unhinged. He decides to start harassing and sending death threats to a lawyer, who we think was going to represent his defense for this incident. If you've ever seen this TikTok, that's our boy doing donuts and driving backwards down the Las Vegas Strip. Anyway, fast forward 3 weeks. It's like 6 in the morning and this guy is already doing donuts at a car park near the airport. Then he decides to drive from the car park into the airport itself. Offense? No problem. He drives right through it and onto the runway. He's just driving around, whizzing between planes, almost crashing several times, before eventually parking on a ramp.
Why do you have
At this point, he jumps out, puts on a clown mask, and storms right up to a private jet. He announces, aggressively, to the flight staff that there is a bomb in his limo. Quote, "I have a fucking bomb. I'm going to blow this place up." His plan? To commandeer this private jet and take it to Area 51. However, as sound as this plan was, the quick response by police meant that it wasn't really working out. So, he bails back to his limo, tries to make an escape, until eventually police catch up with him. At that point, he is quickly arrested. They take him in for questioning, and he starts telling them, "That's right, I did it to see the aliens." He also told them to
Not
refer
because
to
you're
him
crazy.
as the Chosen One. And by the way, I have high security clearance. Also, I'm involved with the mob.
What?
And someone owes me millions of dollars. Later on, the bomb defusal crew checks out the limo and determines that it's just a fire extinguisher with a bunch of wires and duct tape and some fairy lights. Now, at some point, he gets out, presumably on bail, and CNN reporters walk up to him and start asking him questions. No statements from me, he says, but you should talk to my lawyer. And then he proceeds to hand them the business card of the lawyer that he's been sending death threats to for the last 3 weeks. Amazing. After all that, the judge ordered that he be sent to a mental hospital for assessment. Or so they say.
Ooh, how convenient.
Okay, so people have really died trying to do this. That means we're going to have to be a little more covert. So over at Area 51 HQ, the military can see that Facebook numbers have reached 1 million. And it doesn't take a genius to calculate that even if just 1% of them show up, that's... Wait a minute. Run those numbers. This many people. In a crowd that big, there's bound to be at least a few who'll do something stupid. In fact, the military took it so serial that they even went over the nuances of Naruto running. This is a real slide, by the way, and it required a real demonstration, of course. Now, some undercover operative then took a photo of that brief, and they uploaded it to Reddit.
They intend to use our tactics against us.
Alright, so if the military decides to do this, things could go pretty badly for Matthew. So Matthew goes back to his mind palace.
Think.
Let's not keep saying it's a raid. Instead, let's do a music festival. This would give Matthew an alibi and throw authorities off the scent.
I'm willing to music festival. For the government, let's do this.
Alright, Reddit, here it is. Alien Stock 2019. The official EDM party, hosted by Matthew Roberts. Set to take place in Rachel, Nevada, a town that just so happens to neighbor Area 51. It has 50 total residents and practically no infrastructure. Perfect. Yeah, nice try, fellas, said the military. And the captains and the generals all started planning their own EDM party. With the deep state. 3 groups in particular. Introducing Group E, the E local state police. Police have their work cut out because, owing to this party, they think there could be upwards of 50,000 people descending upon the little town of Rachel.
Lincoln County commissioners trying to tackle the tough task of preparing for a potential inundation of people, and Sheriff Kerry Lee has less than 30 deputies.
The county declares a state of emergency, and they allocate an extra $250,000 worth of enforcement for the weekend of the raid, as well as an extra 300 police officers and paramedics.
That many people are going to stress the community to the point that we can't cope with it.
This is some of the most exciting stuff that I've ever gotten to work on. And
Hold on, Mark. Group D, the defense.
I'm gonna take out my gun and shoot somebody.
So the FBI agents that showed up, they showed up at 10 a.m. They contacted my mom, and you're like, so she texted me, she's like, FBI's here, answer your phone. So, because I was kind of scared at this point, but...
This report from the Nevada Department of Public Safety was released last year, and it features some very interesting details. For example, they caught a group of YouTubers trying to plant a tracker on the bus that goes to and from the base.
We're gonna pull an epic prank.
Highly illegal. And you may not be that surprised to hear that the military isn't actually that worried about people breaking into the base. Turns out, they have automated weapons. Not automatic weapons. Automated, whatever that is. No, instead, they think there's potential that real terrorists will, do the thing, or a thing. So, counterterrorism was given a budget to sweep for chemical, biological, radiological, and explosive material. Although, nothing was found. And there's just one last group getting involved as well. The corporate press. Disinformation agents in the mainstream media were getting involved. They immediately started warning people not to raid.
Use of lethal force authorized.
Spouting contempt for the stormers.
What started as a joke Facebook event quickly turned into a phenomenon reaching
Well, it
millions.
began as a joke, but now
appears
it's
the
turned
US
into
Air Force is
something
taking
much
these
more
threats seriously.
serious.
Astroturfing campaigns by late night men.
This is just a joke.
Number 1 through 7.
It's much more likely they'll see them tasers.
Laugh it all up. It's just a big joke.
People who say they're interested just keeps growing. Faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens.
And they weren't afraid to give some of the biggest, brainest takes you've ever heard.
It's not clear the 1.1 million Facebook followers who said they are going to storm Area 51 are real and not Russian bots.
You're
a goddamn genius!
Fine. We'll make you take us seriously. Let the training begin.
And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
And so the Raiders began training.
We train for Area 51, so let's go.
Sandwich.
They began pushing their bodies.
Go on, make it happen.
Pushing their will. Pushing their spirits. Pushing their minds. Pushing their friends and families' patience to the limit.
Who wants to come with me to kick some alien butt? In September, join me. We out.
Oh my god, why do you keep bringing Zuckerberg? Zuckerberg has to do with this.
On the day of the raid, the count is up to 2 million attendees, and that puts us on par with the world's largest standing army. So to coordinate all of these troops, we'll need a battle strategy.
Lay it on us.
From r/memes, intel was being filtered down to the troops. Groups such as the Minecraft YouTubers, the Normans, the Weebs, Facebook moms, the Kyles, the Chads, the Crackheads,
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Florida Man, the Australians, the gay Reddit mods,
okay, this thread is locked,
and the North Korean defectors. They all had their role to play. So, Godzilla comes in from the east while the Australians make a distraction that allows the Minion cosplayers to breach from the south. Of course, these very serious strategies would have to be disguised as memes, so that they could be spread across YouTube, Reddit, and TikTok without the threat of being... Although, not everyone was as tech-savvy. Authorities managed to nab one of the main cartographers, and they pressured him into an interview on the television.
It took me a total of 5 minutes to put this image together. It was sort of like a battle strategy almost.
It was completely rooted in satire.
That was just completely rooted in satire.
And no one should raid, this is just completely a joke.
And completely just a joke.
Mission counting sheeple complete. You can take him out. Okay, so remember how we're not raiding anymore and it's just a music festival? Wink, 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 wink. Well, bad news.
Okay, so it sounds like you maybe are looking at changing venues. Possibly.
Possibly.
It's all up in the air. We're putting Maddie on the spot here.
There's a lot of challenges, so.
But it's 2 weeks away, so. It's kind of got to like figure it out, I guess, somewhat soon, right?
Yeah, it's all kind of falling apart. See, Matthew had organized Alien Stock with a few other people, but his main business partner was Connie West.
I didn't plan it. It planned me.
But Matthew is the headliner. His name is attached to everything. He's starting to get worried about a fire festival type situation in the desert.
Be a Firefest 2.0.
He wanted to make sure there's plenty of water, food, security, insurance, etc., etc. And here, deals and communications start to break down. Eventually, there's a lawsuit and it's kind of boring.
Things that they were supposed to pay for, I'm stuck paying for.
What?
We're gonna skip it. But the TLDR is that they had a disagreement, and Connie said,
I don't have to prove to you what I spent. You didn't sign a fucking contract with me to begin with. So guess what? I don't need to prove to you a motherfucking thing.
And Matthew said, Matthew then took $70,000 worth of sponsorship money and declared Alien Stock and Rachel cancelled. But then, at the same time, Bud Light walks in.
It's the Bud Night. We're saved.
They say, hey, why not do it here? In the Vegas. It has plenty of lighting, indoor plumbing, it has everything. Matthew said yes. And then using the website for Alien Stock, he told everyone to not go to Rachel and instead to go to Vegas. Welcome to Alien Stock Las Vegas, sponsored by Bud Light. And also Pornhub, but it's a long story. Connie wanted to pick up the pieces. However, she would not be discouraged so easily. She decided to press on.
It's going to be a great party. No matter what, it's going to be a great party.
She had to take full control of the event in Rachel, dipping into her savings and even mortgaging her home.
I'm working out of my own pocket.
I think this is a liability. I'm out.
So is it clear what's going on? It's worth doing a very fast recap because there's an event in Rachel that's been declared cancelled but also not cancelled. Also, I forgot to mention there's an event in Hiko that isn't cancelled but it will be on the second day. There's also that third festival in Las Vegas which has the former promoter of the first one and they both share the same damn name. And none of this has anything to do with the actual raid on Area 51, which is here, which has several gated entrances by the way, and none of them have been declared the official gathering point. Confused? Yeah, pretty much everyone was. It's a goddamn mess. People, rightfully, put the whole thing in the too hard basket and instead of going to one in the middle of nowhere, just went to the one in Vegas.
Reasonable.
Let's fast forward to the weekend of the raid. For better or worse, Rachel is about to open its doors to the millennials.
Hell yeah! Encore now has come to an abrupt halt.
Don't let the aliens get you, kid.
Do you believe in aliens?
I don't. Run! Get out of here!
Oh, you know, I want to hear about the alien liberal agenda. They could have some good talking points. We don't know. To protect my mind from interference.
We have a wanderer.
Don't let me leave, Murph!
It could be anything stuff, but it's alien stuff.
How do you say walking with that shirt up over your head like that?
I know. And the first ones are supposed to be always, the best ones. Paranormal lawyer, PhD level field investigator.
Stuff in downtown Las Vegas. Did they change the name or is it still Alien Stock?
I think I'm on my highest high I've ever been in my life.
Oh, I can go.
And we are taking a look kind of the area here. You've done a lot of work in a very short period of time.
The security's here, the medical's here, the food is here, the people are here. And most importantly, bullets are here.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I just went through a breakup, guys.
Well, it wasn't quite the event that they had hoped for, but they did do a commendable job of acting retarded for the news.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my life.
You think of yourself as being around?
I do.
Here for scientific reasons.
This is like the most millennial thing that's ever happened.
But don't let's forget Hiko, or the Heiko. No one knows how to pronounce it. This event was being hosted by George Harris of the Alien Research Center.
The owner of the center is Las Vegas businessman George Harris, creator of Alien Tequila.
If you want to have fun, if you want to have a
Alien
The
Tequila.
base camp was equipped with a vendor village of 10 food trucks, a gift shop, and 3-time Grammy Award winner Paul Oakenfold.
What?
For some reason.
What?
There's a lot of people coming.
Well, right now things are kind of slow at the Heiko event here, so that's kind of a disappointment.
Now, Hiko Base Camp was expecting somewhere between 1,000 and 20,000 attendees. It's quite a range.
Maybe 50 people here. Clapping some alien cheeks.
Yeah, but no cheeks are clapped
where's
at
the
all.
cheeks?
None.
Where's
Zero
the cheeks?
This is like the first of a big thing.
But it wasn't. In fact, it seems as though the majority of the attendees were actually the press.
One lady believed that her parents is actually alien.
So, after the first night, they decided to cut their losses and cancel the whole event.
You know, the producers of the show, it's very, very, very expensive, and it just didn't make sense.
Because basically all of the attendees were stolen by
Alien Stock 2019.
We were going to go out to Rachel, and then we decided that we didn't want to get stuck in the desert. As much as I like Mad Max, I don't want to live it.
The Las Vegas Alien Stock, sponsored by Bud Light, was a smash hit. They've got carnival rides, photo ops, video games.
Yeah, this is actually pretty good.
No running.
Who could have predicted this? You make a post at 2 a.m. on a page that has 62 likes, and now you have thousands of people that are ready to come out to your show. It's absolutely amazing.
I don't understand, honestly.
Back at Military HQ in Anne Orlando, operations were ramping up. They're adding more guards, upping the security, and enforcing a no-fly zone across the county. They were even infiltrating raider groups.
You could be standing next to an officer and not even know it. There's a
Like
undercover presence here.
And they were giving stern warnings from the PR team. They posted this tweet. The last thing millennials will see if they attempt to raid Area 51 today.
Sorry to disappoint you, Yugi. Huh? You triggered my trap card!
Millennials immediately seized upon the tweet, doing what they do best by pretending to be offended, successfully having the tweet taken down, and forcing a public apology.
I'm retarded.
Alright, this video is getting very long. Let's hurry up to the main event. The raid.
Hey, are you coming?
What do you keep bringing Zuckerberg? The amount of time this was taking to edit, props to them.
つの目に砂を浴びせ鼻を折ります。はい。
The amount of time this would have taken to edit. This is cool. This is cool actually.
Smoking these meats.
Why do you keep referencing Zuckerberg?
勝利は人がもたらすもの。
Toilets are here.
Okay, so this is how it went. Why was that cool? Okay, I get it. You watch Naruto a lot. Actually. Alien.
Thank you for saving us. We are so grateful and horny. We wish to be your big titty goth alien GFs. And you won't be a virgin Reddit browser anymore.
It wasn't quite like that, but it was pretty close to something like that. Although I guess you could say that only a small group showed up to the main gates themselves.
Well, the million people.
Of over 2 million people, in total only about 200 actually went. But it's not about the quantity, it's the quality that counts.
Nice outfit.
I'll give you credit. This whole scene. No, that was impressive.
Now throw him over.
People mostly behaved themselves.
I mean, I think it's awesome. You guys are following the laws, following directions. So.
But they weren't about to leave without a consolation prize. Get some of the Area 51 soil. Top secret rock. Top secret rock.
Where are they? You can have it. It's from Area 51.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also present at the raid were a few YouTubers.
So I came here to get myself an alien as a pet.
We're here to rescue the alien!
It's like Halloween, but we're just annoying people.
Are you guys gamers? Playing games? No? You watch anime?
Yeah, so you got the rebellious youth, and then you got people trying to lure E.T. into a cage with Reese's Pieces and stuff. That's a pretty good summary of the crowd that you have out here this weekend.
But respect to the true heroes. Security. For keeping everyone... Ah, just kidding. It's the guys who got underneath this fence. God bless them.
Oh no!
And this cameraman, whose foot raided the base.
Yeah, I got it. That's a foot I see.
And this random woman who decides to just start walking. Police, right there. No one's stopping her. Oh my god. She's gonna make it. She's going home. She gets charged for trespassing and receives a $1,000 fine. But soon it was time to wrap up.
The storm is over.
Because everyone's mums were there to pick them up. And if they were late again, there would be big trouble.
Good night, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to sleep now.
Goodbye.
Psych, it's not over.
There's one more thing that I want to tell you about today.
Because storming Area 51
Zuckerberg
will go on to inspire a plethora of other events. The storming of Loch Ness. That thing can't hide from all of us.
We think we have seen it.
What did it look like?
It looks like a big stone.
Over 27,000 said they were going. Actual number 6. Okay, fine. Storm the Bermuda Triangle, why not? It can't drown all of us. And potentially millions actually went. But the evidence would be lost, so how would you know?
I am under the water. Please help me.
Or how about storm the Vatican? They can't molest us all. Interesting twist on that one, though. Someone cancelled the event. But overall, everyone had a pretty good time. Isn't that what Area 51 was really built for?
No.
Something like that, you know what I mean? I haven't quite...
Well, goodbye.